In this video, I'm taking on my first ultramarathon, the 45-kilometer event of the Great Ocean Trail Ultra.
I keep cramping. I just about can't run up any hill. I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna start doing it. So I don't know if there's any lessons in this. Just keep holding on.
If I'm new to you, hi, I'm Matt. I'm 24 years old, and I've been training for these kind of events for 3 months. This is my first ultramarathon, and I'm hoping to progress to more difficult events in the next few months. My wife Amy was my crew for this race. We headed up to Apollo Bay the day before and stayed for the night after as well. This is a beautiful area along the Great Ocean Road that you absolutely should visit, but this isn't a travel vlog, so let's get to the race. I've been sick the week prior to the race, not dying, but enough that my sleep was a bit worse than normal. My Garmin body battery normally sits around 100 when I wake up, and the day of the race, it was down to 65. I ignored this setback and followed the pace plan that I'd set for myself for a 5-hour, 40-minute finish time, despite my real goal being 6 hours, which would have had me finish in the top 20% on its own. This is probably a little bit unrealistic for a first-time ultramarathon runner, let alone one that's just been sick and is not the skinniest of runners. 83 other runners and myself set off at 10:04 from Johanna Beach to take on the 45 kilometers to the 12 Apostles. I should be taking these early sections easy as they're the hardest of the race and I've been sick the week prior, but I've got fresh legs from a taper, so I set off much too quickly.
I'm at 10.5 Ks now, an hour 13 in. I'm going a little bit faster than my plan. That first 5 Ks I went much too quickly, so I haven't filmed much because I was chatting to a lady, nice lady, for probably about 7 Ks of it.
I'm aware that I've gone too quickly at this point, but alarm bells are not ringing nearly as loudly as they should be. I'm much too accepting of breathing slightly heavy and burning muscles. This simply isn't efficient. My calves are working much too hard for how much pace I'm gaining. While I was blissfully unaware of how much of a problem this could be, Amy was out exploring some of the local wildlife.
Just dropped Matt off at the start of his marathon. I've made my way to the Great Ocean Road Wildlife Park, so I'm gonna spend a couple hours here, have some lunch, and then I'll make my way to Princetown to see him at the finish line.
I have just passed 15 Ks at an hour 53 and 30 seconds. So that is 4 minutes ahead of my predicted goal time to finish in 5 hours and 40 minutes. My real goal is 6 hours, but that was my stretch prediction of what I could do if things go really well. So that's nice. I might have to slow down a little bit.
This is definitely in the realm of delusion rather than optimism here. I've stopped extending my pace delta, so I suppose I'm not making the problem worse, but I haven't slowed down as much as I should be. As for actually slowing down, that's going to happen shortly. By necessity, not by choice.
I'm now at 21K, so half marathon distance. I'm about 8 minutes behind on my schedule to finish in 5 hours and 40 minutes. So that obviously puts me a little bit closer to not being able to go sub 6, which is my real goal. Hopefully my body holds up, I can keep pushing, hopefully get the best finish I can.
I'm 2 minutes ahead of my 6-hour goal time, but I'm slowing down at this point. The first red flashing warning lights are well and truly going off as my calves start cramping coming into the aid station at 20 Ks, going up even the slightest of inclines. There are a few things that I think might have contributed to this issue. My suboptimal start to the race, going too quickly, my suboptimal rest going into the race, still being a little bit sick while I'm running, or just being a crampy person. One thing I don't think it was electrolytes, because I was absolutely chugging those down and having plenty of salt. By this point, Amy had left the wildlife park and headed for the 12 Apostles, which she told me was very busy.
Now past 25 Ks, I'm about 13 minutes down on my 5:40 stretch goal time, which has put me well at jeopardy of my 6-hour race time. On top of that, my calves cramping, my groins cramping. It's all becoming a little bit little bit less hopeful. I'm gonna push on. Hopefully I get a bit of a spark back, a little bit of life back in my legs at 35 Ks or something. And I can maybe push to the end, aim for that sub 6. I'm not so sure there.
Quite conflicting thoughts going on at this stage. I'm not terribly positive about how things are going, with cramp getting worse and my pace slowing down, but I still think a sub 6 hour finish time is possible. It's funny the stories you tell yourself at this point. It should be really apparent to me that these goals are in the realm of nerdy spreadsheet predictions rather than the things happening physically to my all too biological body.
I'm at about 27.5 Ks now. It's looking less and less likely that I'll hit that 6 hours. So I think I've just got to run. I keep cramping. I just about can't run up any hill. I have to walk up all of them, which is really affecting my time. And when I run, I have to be cautious to avoid cramping. I've just got to stay positive and I've just got to run. I've just got to start doing it. So I'm not going to worry about the time from here. I'll tell you how I'm going in the edit, but I need to stop thinking about it and just run. Just follow the path, otherwise I'll fall over.
I'm now roughly on pace for a 6 hour finish, but I'm clearly slowing down. I have 20 kilometers to go and my body is deteriorating. I'm still worried about a finish time though. Stupid. At least I recognize that this is dumb. I need to forget about that finish time and just focus on the present moment. I need to just run. I'm refocusing my energy, which I think was really important to get me through this stage.
Just past 32 Ks. I think I'm now maybe 4 Ks from the start of the finish line. I can run past and then do the out and back to the 12 apostles. I can see Amy cheer me on. I think I'll be passing there around 3 o'clock. So 5 hours in. I'm soldiering on, trying to stay positive. Trying to just run where I can, walk where I can, stretch when my calves cramp, stretch when my groin cramps, just keep holding on.
My thoughts have become a little bit less coherent here, but I've staggered on. By now I'm 7.5 minutes behind my 6 hour goal pace, but I'm quite motivated by the opportunity to see Amy at the aid station, have a stretch, and prepare for the final out and back to the 12 apostles. Around here I got a text from Amy saying, "You gave me the wrong time to be here, lol. I've been here since 1:40. Thanks, Amy, for telling me I'm slow. Very motivational. I ran into the aid station at 36 kilometers according to my watch, and I saw Amy. I informed her that the crew is meant to tell you look good, not that you're slow. I had a Coke, I had a stretch, and mentally reset for the final 11.7 kilometer out and back to the 12 apostles.
Been silent for a minute now. I'm at 45.5 Ks, I think. So I should be done. Right? No. I've just been trying to grit through this. I can't run up even the slightest incline. I'm hoping to finish in under 7 hours now. I don't know if there's any lessons in this, but I'll write it up after the fact and give you some more coherent thoughts.
I'm just not new snake ball. No.
I finished officially in a time of 6 hours, 55 minutes and 50 seconds. Just under an hour over what I'd predicted. Nobody cares though, and neither did I after finishing. Nor did I care about the kangaroo poo that I was laying in. Amy informed me that the organisers confirmed that the route was 47 kilometers, not 45, 2 kilometers longer than what had been promised, and 200 meters extra of elevation for all of us to enjoy. Here is my full page of Garmin nerd stats. Pause if you really want to have a look at them all. I covered 47.7 kilometers and over 1800 meters of elevation, during which I burned 4,060 calories and 5.6 liters of water. My average heart rate was 147 and my average pace finished up at 8 minutes and 43 per kilometer. Immediately following the race, I was rendered quite immobile. After being able to run a 5 minute 45 kilometer final pace, I was quickly doing more like a 45 minute per kilometer pace, walking around Apollo Bay for dinner and heading up to the shower. My body was clearly freaking out, not really knowing quite how to hit it. My resting heart rate normally sits around 50, and instead now it was sitting around 80 for a day or so. The next day I was even more immobile, but after some gentle stretching, some massage, and some good night's sleep, 3 days after here, I'm feeling quite a bit better and mostly back to normal. As for those more coherent thoughts, here's what I've got a few days after the race. The event was super well organized and run by Tour de Trails, and the volunteers were very friendly and helpful. The route was very pretty, and all the hikers along the way were great cheerleaders. Overall, I had a great experience and was very happy to finish the event. I'm super thankful to Amy for being my crew, for putting up with all my idiosyncrasies and routines before and requests after the race. Some things that went well from the race. My feet felt great. I didn't have any pain or even any blisters throughout the whole 45 kilometers. Chafing was pretty minimal. Some spots became apparent after finishing, and I've taken note of these for future because that could become quite a problem in longer events. I avoided any injuries, didn't even roll an ankle, and my energy levels were generally pretty good throughout the race. I didn't feel nauseous at all or have any bathroom problems. I also learned some important lessons for my future event strategy. Firstly, I should have paced myself for a 6-hour finish time. I don't think I would have made this time still, but it would have been a lot more sensible, and it would have been smarter to start from this and try to go faster towards the end if I wanted to do really well. I won't exactly explain why I came up with a 5-hour 40-minute goal pace, but I knew this was a stretch time, and given that I was sick the week of the race, I really should have abandoned this as a goal. Secondly, I don't think I should have cared about a finishing time at all. A little bit contradictory, I know. I planned on using a pacing plan to ensure I didn't burn out through the run. I instead ended up exceeding an already dumb plan. I should have just existed in my body and listened to what I was feeling, going at an overly easy pace to begin with, and then towards the end try and go fast, rather than just trying to find the maximum pace I could possibly maintain. In future, I believe this should be my strategy, especially as distances become more pronounced and the difficulty increases. The first sections should stay easy. So there you have it, my first ultramarathon or even marathon. It was very tough and challenging, but I found it incredibly rewarding. Next up on the horizon for me is more training. I definitely need more time on the trails. And then I've got the Bogong to Hotham 64 kilometer run in January. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more videos of me training, hiking, and trail running in the future.